Hello, everyone. I thought with a day before I go back to work that I would try out my new 27-inch iMac and the video capture capabilities and try to make a YouTube video. I actually responded to an article in the Herald Leader in Lexington, Kentucky today, and I thought that would make a good piece of content for a first video cast. So we'll see how it goes, and from time to time I may add a few more things on there. If you're getting this, let me know what you think. If there's other things you'd like for me to talk about, I'll consider those for future webcasts as well. The article in the Herald Leader today was entitled "Pitino, a Pauper in Calipari's Kingdom." And it was an article by John Clay, a writer who I really respect a lot, and I got to know when I was living in Lexington, worked as a member of the stats crew for the University of Kentucky, and a guy who I usually read his stuff 2 or 3 times a week online now that I live away from Kentucky. But his article really was about former UK coach and current U of L, University of Louisville, head coach Rick Pitino, and really how he has, the article was trying to say he had really fallen as a, in terms of head coaching capabilities to the current coach, John Calipari. Now, I'm a huge UK fan. You can see in the background there, I'm a member of Big Blue Nation. I'm a proud member of Big Blue Nation. And every chance that I can, I either am watching a game on TV, listening to it on Sirius Radio. Really a huge fan of UK. So my comments really are not as someone who will bash UK, but really I thought that John Clay's comments were out of line since the focus of the article really was about Rick Pitino's ego, which anyone who knows the University of Kentucky and knows Rick Pitino knows that he has a huge ego. But I thought I would share the content of my response as a first video piece here on this. I mean, I have to agree with some of the earlier posts that were written in terms of a response to John Clay. It's a very cheesy article, and it's certainly not up to the standards of someone that I respect like John Clay. I mean, as I said earlier, there's no bigger fan of UK than I am. But from time to time, I think we have to have a dose of reality. The history of UK basketball is one that all UK fans revel in. It's truly the mecca of college basketball. Sure, UCLA may have more NCAA titles. Others may have better recent records in tournaments. But UK has been a consistent powerhouse for decades, dating back to the days of Adolph Rupp. Joe B. Hall, who followed Adolph Rupp, did a tremendous job of following a legend. Sure, there were times that I thought his style of play was, shall we say, behind the times. And yes, I too participated in the jokes when he retired and became a banker at a local Lexington bank. The joke was that if a robber came in, that he still wouldn't allow his guards to shoot. And so while that seemed funny at the time, a lot of things went on afterwards that really brought the program down. But Joe B. Hall kept the program moving forward, had some really memorable players and teams, won an NCAA basketball championship, and deserves only praise from UK fans. Unfortunately, the real villain during this time frame was Cliff Hagan. Cliff Hagan was the former athletics director during this time period, and he was really a shady character. Anyone involved with UK athletics at the time knew that he was a shady character. He's the one that brought in Eddie Sutton, who claimed I would have crawled here from Little Rock or Fayetteville. He's the one that allowed the type of behavior in the athletics department to exist that allowed the now infamous Emory package to be sent, and thereby revealing the sins that were going on inside the UK athletics program. And all of that fell at the feet of Eddie Sutton, who I'm sure for sure, Eddie was in over his head from the beginning. I don't think he knew exactly what he was getting himself into. Eddie was in over his head from the start. Plus, on top of that, he had some well-documented drinking problems, which only made the situation worse. But his "I would have crawled here" statement at his first media event should have been a clue to everyone that Eddie really felt like that Santa had come and given him a gift. Rick Pitino, who was chosen by the new UK athletics director at the time, C.M. Newton, had a huge ego. And at the time, it's exactly what the program needed. UK fans also have huge egos, and Rick gave them all a challenge for their money. He did a great job of capturing the hearts of UK fans immediately, and he took a bunch of ragtag Kentucky boys, one from Indiana and one from New York, and breathed new life into a program that nearly had been given a death sentence. The LSU Miracle and the Duke Regional Final games will forever be part of UK legend. When he was finally able to get a team of quality athletes, he made a run that could have had UK winning up to 3 consecutive championships. Surely Rick's ego got the better of him, however, when he decided to leave UK to try to go to the NBA, which we all know was not successsul. But then he committed the unpardonable sin by returning to college coaching by becoming the coach at the University of Louisville. But he did, when he returned, turned the state of Kentucky into a 2-state team for the first time. Yes, I'll admit, I root for U of L, except for 1 game a year, and that's when they play UK. But he left the program in good hands and had Tubby Smith as his assistant, ready to step in, and Tubby did a great job as well. Having worked the stats crew and getting to interact with coaches, I'll tell you that Tubby Smith was the kindest, most appreciative man I've ever met. Yes, his championship was primarily with the team that he inherited, but if you look at the overall wins and losses, he did an admirable job, and one that went unappreciated by most UK fans. Just seeing him, you could tell that he cared about student athletes, a thing that is now something of the past. The term 10-loss Tubby and other nicknames seemed like fun for UK fans until they experienced perhaps the biggest mistake in UK history, the hiring of Billy Gillespie. And we have no one to blame but UK Athletics Director Mitch Barnhart and former UK President Lee Todd for their egos in this hire. Forever to be known as the UK coach that lost a game to Garner Webb, Gillespie had Pitino's ego, Sutton's alcoholic sickness, and took the 10-loss banner to new heights. He should have never been hired in the first place, and he should have been fired at the end of season 1. He was, quite frankly, a punk and a bully. And I say good riddance, and I hope I never hear his name again. Finally, common sense for all involved happened when Barnhart and Lee Todd finally made the hire that they should have made when Tubby left by calling Coach John Calipari. Cal has done a magnificent job in the short time that he's been here. Sure, I worry about whether we'll later learn of some past sins that have returned, but for now, Cal has returned the program to the top of the college basketball world, and I hope that it stays there. I hope that his promise to not engage with people that led to some of the problems at UMass and University of Memphis, I hope that his promise is well kept. So far, so good. Plus, the UK's compliance office is the best in the country, so I think that it would be hard to ever happen again. Cal has adapted his recruiting and his coaching style to maximize the current NBA and NCAA rules that allows for a one-and-done situation to exist in the first place. Sure, Jay-Z is now a fan, but Ashley Judd, she's been there for decades. So UK basketball is one that has fans all over the world. Instead of writing some piece about how Rick's ego is hurt by the current losing streak to UK, John, why not write about how once again the basketball force is in balance and the round ball gods are smiling upon us? UK is on top. Well, almost. They're number 2. University of Louisville, Indiana, Ohio State, West Virginia, all have great programs once again. Surely this part of the country is the mecca of college basketball. And after all, Cincinnati has returned to its Thuggins status. So those are my thoughts on the article in the Herald Leader. Hopefully John Clay will think better about writing such articles in the future, but let me know what you think. As I said, this was my first attempt at this type of thing, and if there's something you'd like for me to talk about in the future, send me a post. Let me know, and I'll try to post something again in the future. Till then, thanks. Take care.